Hey, Laptop Recruit family, how are we doing? So I want to talk about you've not got enough time. You're wearing too many hats. You haven't got time to do something new. You haven't got time to come up for air, etc. Things are going bam, 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 a million miles an hour. Da, 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 because it's reactive business we're in. So if you are running a recruitment search business, we've got. I'm just going through. A business plan we do. I'm not going to go through this in detail, but you're in business. Best elephant in the room is to make more money. You can say you're there to add value and all the good things. I left the corporate world to work in the mentoring space of children. I couldn't monetize it. Got accommodation from the Lord Mayor of Liverpool for working with children in Liverpool. I couldn't monetize it, so I went back to what I know, which is this stuff. And you've got to be real about why you're in business. So remove the elephant in the room. You're here to make more money, okay? And yes, you want to help clients, and yes, you want to help candidates, but you also need to pay your mortgage and build a life for your family, and 3 holidays per year, fingers crossed, and all that good stuff that goes with it. So you want that security. So that comes down to a revenue number and a profit number. Now, I want to speak specifically around I've not got enough time. Not enough time. Now, one of the things that I picked up from my American friends over the years, like I'm a massive believer in mentors, not just because that's what I've done for a decade here. I'm not saying that, but it's I want the quickest route from A to B. If someone's done it before and they've got experience of that and they can share it with me, I want to see that. If they've done it before with another 200 people, I want to see that. I want to save time here. I'm aware the biggest commodity that I can lose and gain is time. And part of that is money, so £50 an hour, 100 grand a year, 500 per hour, $1 million a year. Do your own numbers. So with that, you've not got enough time to stop and breathe. Now that's completely normal for really 2 reasons. One is you're an entrepreneur, and it's bloody difficult being an entrepreneur. I think if all of us were told how difficult this journey was going to be, would we have started it? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But you're in it now, and you're bloody minded, and you're a stubborn fuck, aren't you? I am too, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing, we're a special breed, and I feel invigorated, and when we do live events in London, and our members flying around the world, I feel absolutely drained by the end of it, but I feel 10 foot tall. You've been around these same people who are doing extraordinary things. It's a pretty special thing we've got being entrepreneurs in the recruitment space. So if you are wearing too many hats, you're not time to breathe. It comes down to something that I first of all learned in the USA a long time ago, about a decade ago. And I didn't really get this first of all. So I'll try and use language that will fit, you guys in Australia and Canada, UK, France, wherever. So the reality is you're going to be spending anywhere from 40 hours per week to 8 hours per week in your business. Like Darren inside the Laptop Recruiter group, if you're not in that group yet, get in there. We shared a video from Darren. So when Darren joined us, Darren said, listen, if you give me, I said, Darren, I can give you 40 hours per week. He was doing 80, and he said to me, if you give me that, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that extra 40 hours and still, and grow. And he did. He 10x'd, did fabulously well on him. But here's one of the things that I've learned, and Darren got this. And if you're in the space right now where you haven't got time to speak, we can't do a new strategy now, etc., etc. And again, this isn't pre-framing come to me. It's about knowing that you're on a treadmill, and the end of the year is going to come, and next year is going to come, and next year after that is going to come. And one of the biggest failures I've made in my lifetime is really understanding the psychology behind investment. And I've been around enough very successful people to probably be a bit sharper with some of the lessons in that area. But one area you should be aware of is whether you're 25 or whether you're 55, the end of the year is going to come, and then the next year is going to come. And if you keep doing the same things and you're getting the same result, it might be a plateau. You might be doing 250k every year, but really you want to get to $1 million. You need to be aware that there's something going to change if you change. So the first thing comes down to your role. So each of us has got a different skill set. So you've got, I'm trying to put this into language. This is from our business plan that we use with our members. This is one part about the owner profiling. But I'll try and put it into language that you can process here. So one is, you're incompetent at areas. So you could be incompetent at the written word, or incompetent at closing, or incompetent at candidate qualification, or incompetent at organising the business. You're competent at some areas of your business, and you're excellent at other areas of the business. Now, some areas, and the phrase that I got from my USA friends about a decade ago, is you're a genius in some areas, and you're probably going, screw you, Andy, I don't want to hear this genius crap. I ain't got time for that. Fully get it. Fully get it. But the reality is, someone else can do the work that you're competent at. Someone else can do the work you're incompetent at, or automation will be able to do that work better. So if you've not got time to breathe, the first thing is to understand your role in your business will change. So if you're under 250k per year, your role now will be of a specific type, and it'll be very, depending on how you're structured, you'll probably, possibly, if it's just you, maybe one other person, VA, etc., you're probably going a million miles an hour. If you've got 4 people in your team and you're done under 250, well, you've got too much fat in there. But the reality is your role will change in your business. So as a general rule, it's in every single time, but your role in the business, getting to 250, your job is going to be a doer. 250 to that million, your role changes extraordinarily in a big way. And it's not just around, quote, delegation, it's around, we got known for inbound and automation, and that was the driver that I used to get our position inside the niche, inside recruitment and search. Your role will change in this. So, if I think about members I think about one member in particular doing £13 million, and his exact words, Jamie, was the most important person in our business is our VA. And he didn't mean it as in literally, he loves his team. But the fact is that VA, now the system set up with automation, has meant every day they were getting 10x more candidates, qualified candidates coming in. So what he did, rather than keep doing the same thing, which is going up and down motorways, is right, stop, breathe, what's the outcome here? Well, the outcome is actually to get a bigger lift, a much bigger lift in profit. And how are we going to do that? Well, we've been doing the same thing now for years, and we're just not breaking the ceiling. With revenue-wise, we're doing excellent, but profit-wise, we're just not breaking it. And I'm killing myself. I'm driving all day. I've got 7 branches. So that was then being aware about, right, something needs to change. Something needs to be changed. Right, what do you want to do, Jamie? Well, to be frank, I don't want to be doing any of this stuff. I don't want to be doing the driving. Right, so we've got a model change, correct? Yeah, what's the outcome profit-wise, revenue-wise? What we're actually looking to achieve here? And then actually the whole team dynamic changing. So if you've got too many hats right now, and you could be a one-person business doing under 250, or you could be on the way to $1 million, or you might have a bigger business and you've got 20 desks. The reality is, if you haven't got time to actually self-assess and go, right, why are we not growing? You've got a job. You've got a job. You've got a well-paid job. I used to call it the jungle test. And this goes back to Muay Thai days. I go down to Thailand and I go and train for a month, and the business will still run. And that sounds pretty egotistical, a bit pricky saying it in that way. But the reality is, that's what I call it to my members in those days, a jungle test. Can you take a month off and will your business run without you? And that's what you want to have. So when we get, someone will come to us, or we connect with somebody and say, I haven't got time to speak right now, I want to give them a hug. I want to give them a hug, because I just know it's going to get this plateau, or it's going to go down 9 out of 10 times. So be aware of something needs to change in your business, or you're going to keep doing the same thing, number one. Number two, for your business to grow, you need to realize that your role will change in your business. Like, one of the things that I particularly hate about social media is CEO of Andy Whitehead and whatever. You've got a business doing 100 grand. What do you mean CEO? Fuck's sake, But the truth is, you're a doer under 250. Then you become a manager, and then you want to move into that CEO, even acting as an investor in your business. So those roles do change in your business, and you need to be aware of that. But only you can stop the business, and having the balls to stop it. I don't mean stop it and we stop bringing on clients, stop bringing on candidates. It's being aware of, right, I'm doing 60 hours per week, I'm doing 300k per year. I've been doing 300k per year now for 5 years in a row. It's getting tougher, or I'm moderately growing, but I'm not 2xing, I'm not 3xing. I'm not building this asset I can sell. I'm not enjoying it. My kids are at the age where I want to spend more time with them, or whatever it might be for you. You need to be aware, if you're saying, I haven't got time to, you've got a problem. What you've got is probably a well-paid job. You haven't got a business. Investors in business who are buying recruitment search business now are not looking for a business run by, quote, just a big biller, or somebody who is the point of contact for all these clients. Looking for a process. It doesn't mean something complex. This means that if you ain't got time to stop, you need to be aware that you probably got something to sell either, to the degree that you could get. One thing that I also just want to just give you a little insight into is if you're in that position right now where you say you haven't got the time to, etc. Do an analysis about what your role is, how your role's changed in the last 12 months, or what your role needs to change to in the next 12 months to double or treble. Number one. Number two, how is your team set up in the last 12 months? How does it need to be set up in the next 12 months for you to double or treble? Number three, what are the major constraints in your business in the last 12 months, and what do you think they'll be in the next 12 months? So that's the third thing I've asked there. Notice that. I asked that last. And the reason why is this. Well, how do you think your role will be? Well, my role's fine. Well, team, well, I might need to be, whatever. What are the constraints? Well, we haven't got enough candidates. Okay, we've broke it down. If we went down through your process, it breaks down to every time you deliver a candidate or you get paid, you complete a role, you spend 17 hours on it, but you want to treble the business, there isn't enough hours in the day for you to do that. So you need to be aware that your role needs to change. So with that said, I just wanted to just quickly share something that pops up often. I haven't got time to, and I fully get that. I fully get it and I fully empathise with it. But also know that your business, you're an entrepreneur and you started this to make more money and not work for the man. And number two, to enjoy it. And to enjoy it, it means that you don't do all the doing. And it's easy saying that as a flippant comment, yes. But you need to be aware of the years, on my, I'm not sure if you can see that, my fridge, the pictures from my daughter, from my son, where do the years go? And you need to be aware that your role has to change. So 0 to 250, there'll be a role. 250 to 1 million, there'll be a role. 1 million to 3 million, there'll be a role. And your role changes, and you need to be aware of that. So guys, that said, hopefully that's been of use to you. What you'll see next is 4 ways we can help you. So guys, that said, Laptop Recruiter, that's the group inside Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn, you can reach out to me on either, and let me know anything specifically around what I've just addressed here. But that said, remember, you want to make a lot more money, but you want to enjoy the process. And for me, I want to have a finality, which means on this date, X is going to happen. Whether it means in 6 months this happens, or in 3 years this happens. Could be you're looking to create a business asset that does X for retirement, which I'll cover on another video. So guys, that said, see you inside the group.